a lot of us are distracted right now at the time being about these executive orders and the impact of on research, which is significant. And I think not just Northeast, every university, every
Absolutely.
hospital,
It's consuming. It's all consuming.
and there's a lot of anxiety, and the potential impact is far-reaching. It's not just it's not just about the research at your place of work. It also potentially affects your ability to attend trainings, or travel to a conference, and worst case scenario, we're talking about layoffs if the indirect cost rates are issues aren't resolved. So there's a lot of anxiety, and there's a sense of helplessness right now. I think that's shared by all of us in research administration, and because we have very little control over what transpires, and whether sponsors are actually making awards,
Right.
or we can draw down on our invoices and things like that. It's it reminds me a little, very different context, but it reminds me a little bit about the pre-pandemic times where there was so much uncertainty. That similar sentiment, I think, is being experienced by all of us. Right now, all we can do is stay the course, perform our roles and our jobs to the best of our abilities, reassure, because that anxiety is shared by our researchers, reassure them as much as we can, be as transparent as much as we can during these difficult times. So there's no solution to any of this other than to kind of sit and watch and see what transpires. But I just want your audience to know that everyone's in this feeling the same, that we're looking for that light at the end of the tunnel, and it may not come anytime soon, but to do the best we can, and and be there for our faculty, be there for our institutions, and not to allow these things to interfere with what you do.
I think that's so. You said something in there about light. It's stay the course and the light at the end of the tunnel. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this, like I contemplated whether we should change the topic and talk about everything that's going on. And I realized to myself, we get such joy out of the act of being research administrators and the act of the work that we do, right? And this is actually why I wanted you on the call, and why I'm doing these interviews, is because we are the light for this. It's a moment where you can listen to somebody talking and hear about foreign involvement, and for a little bit you're not thinking about IDC. You're thinking, in this entire moment we were only thinking about other stuff. And so I grew up in Pakistan during immense political upheaval, lots and lots of strikes and murders and coups, and it was a whole lot of stuff. But one of the key elements was, how do you find ways to create joy and light in the spaces that you're in when they seem dark and helpless? And so, we may not have control over whether we can do drawdowns or not, but as you said, we can have control over how we show up for our faculty and bring them joy in the day-to-day and so on. And so I feel like, though we may be helpless in one space for sure, there are other areas where we're so powerful, right? And and so I'm really glad that you highlighted that, there's nothing we can do about that now. We can't do anything about it right now.